This is the Star News Brief. I'm Joeli Regi. President Uhuru Kenyatta pushed for changes to the constitution to leave his Mount Kenya backyard stronger and influence his succession, analysts have said. The Constitution Amendment Bill was declared unconstitutional by the High Court, but the Attorney General has begun an appeal process. Critics of the Uhuru and ODM leader Raila Odinga-led process say it is a decoy with personal interests beyond what is stated. They said the president was keen on the creation of the 70 extra constituencies, increase of revenues to counties from 15% to 35%, and the expanded executive. Get a copy of The Star by subscribing to our e-paper for only 10 shillings by dialing star 550 star 3#. Voting day in Kisi's Bonchari constituency was marked by a series of arrests as security agencies moved in to forestall mayhem. Police on Tuesday said the massive presence of security finally paid off as goons who had planned to fund chaos kept off. 3 MCAs, Vincent Moisabi of Rihanna, and nominees Jane Justin and Rispa Maseme were arrested at separate polling stations across the constituency. No reason was availed for their arrest by the county commander, Francis Cole. Regional Police Commander Patrick Merore, however, said they had received credible information of a possible flare-up. Victims of the 1998 U.S. Embassy bombing have accused the government of laxity and negligence over its failure to forestall the attack. The 400 victims, led by George Ngigi and Kituo Cha Sheria, have sued the government, saying it failed to stop the smuggling of money that was used by Al-Qaeda to finance the attack, despite having prior knowledge. They say the masterminds lived in an apartment in Nairobi, where they set up a makeshift laboratory for developing their surveillance photographs, and where leaders based in or traveling to Kenya sometimes met. Fresh details have emerged showing at least 3.7 billion shillings meant for the Kimwarer Dam construction could have been siphoned through personal accounts. The Auditor General has revealed the Regional and Northern Corridor Development Department never wired the money to the accounts of the Kerio Valley Development Authority. State Department records indicated the money was disbursed to KVDA, the state agency that was to pay for and implement the project. However, the review of KVDA accounts showed the authority did not receive any money from the State Department. This month marks 100 years since the discovery of insulin, the life-saving drug for people living with diabetes. But for thousands of young Kenyans with diabetes, access to insulin is just one of the many lifelong struggles they face. When not calculating the insulin doses they need, they are facing frustration over strict diet choices, ways to hide their condition, and how to buy medicines and blood sugar test kits. In your copy of The Star on Wednesday, read how 24-year-old George Odhiambo has lived through this struggle for 13 years and barely enjoyed his childhood and teenage. Get a copy of The Star by subscribing to our e-paper for only 10 shillings by dialing star 550 star 3#.